Hello students. So next one we'll go to FCFS. So when you say FCFS, the first thing what you have to remember is non-preemptive. When you say non-preemptive, what is the meaning? Once you give the CPU to a process, forcefully you cannot stop or it cannot be stopped in between. You should allow that particular process to execute completely. Okay. So we'll draw the Gantt chart. So what is first come first serve? Whichever process has come in first, that particular process will be given the CPU first. Okay. So in this case, arrival time is given to you. If arrival time not given to you, then simply you're seeing this order and giving the jobs to CPU. Okay, in this also now according to the 0 can be given, then 3, like this it goes on. Now here one more point is priority is given to you. So usually students like priority is given, so you have to use this for something. No, priority not required in FCFS. Let them give, we are not bothered about that. Okay, so we'll see FCFS, that is first come first serve. Okay, so we'll draw the Gantt chart. So some cases it can happen that when arrival time is given here, instead of 1 they might give it as instead of 0 they might give it as 1. Then in that case we have to write 1 only here. Okay, but usually we don't get, in case if they like that it's there, then we'll start from 1. So now in this case in the question they have given as 0. Okay, so we'll begin from 0. So this is first come first serve, in the order you have to go. Okay, and it is non-preemptive. Non-preemptive means you cannot stop in between, so you're allowing the process to execute completely. So first we will begin from J1. J1, how much time it takes? Burst time 6, so you're allowing J1 to execute up to 6. Okay, so arrival time, even though like this it is there in between, so 6 means here 3 will come, here 5 will come. We are not bothered about all those things because it is non-preemptive. But in case if it was preemptive, then what we should have done, at 3 we should have stopped and checked, like that. Okay, so since this is FCFS, so if it was SRTF or preemptive priority, then you should have stopped and checked. But FCFS means non-preemptive, no need of stopping and checking, just allow the process to execute completely. Then which is the next process in the order you have to go, that is J2. J2 takes how much millisecond to complete? 5. So burst time is 5. So 6 plus 5 means it will go up to 11. Okay. Next again in the order is J3. J3 takes 3 milliseconds. So 13 plus 3 means how much it goes? 13 plus 3, it goes up to 14. Okay. Last one in the order you have is J4. It takes 5 milliseconds to complete. So it will go up to 19. Just verification you can do. You just add this burst time. 10, 16 and 3 is 19. So the same one you got here also. So just for verification purpose you can check out. Okay. Now how you are going to calculate the waiting time? So waiting time. So since this is non-preemptive, we won't find it so difficult to calculate the waiting time, because you're not going and stopping somewhere in between and giving other process is not there. So directly you're allowing the process to execute. So waiting time calculation also will be easy here. So J1 came in at 0 millisecond, got the CPU at 0 millisecond. So 0 minus 0 is 0 millisecond. Again J2 came at 3, got the CPU at 6 milliseconds. So 6 minus 3 is 3 millisecond. J3 came in at 3, got the CPU at 11. So 11 minus 3, that is 8 millisecond. Next J4 came in at 5, got at 14, that is 14 minus 5. So remember, it is larger number minus smaller number. You cannot get a negative value for waiting time. Please remember this point. You cannot get a negative value here. Okay. Okay. So 9 millisecond. Therefore, average waiting time is nothing but 0 plus 3 plus 8 plus 9 divided by 4. So find this, those many milliseconds. Okay. Next you have the turnaround time. Turnaround time is nothing but burst time plus waiting time. So you have J1, J2, J3, J4. Burst time you are going to get in the question, that is 6, for J2 5, J3 3, J4 5, plus waiting time you have already calculated here. just add those. So you're going to get 14, 11, 8, 6. So therefore average turnaround time is equal to 6 plus 8 plus 11 plus 14 divided by 4 number of jobs. So jobs and processes are same. Okay, those many milliseconds. So just calculate and write this. So this is your FCFS, easiest of all. Okay, I hope you have understood. If you have any doubts, you can please ask. Thank you.